Now, I won't be ranting until dawn, but we need to talk about the Until Dawn movie because there's a little bit of missed opportunities there, and the list of the video game to movie adaptations that we need to dive into. Before we get into it, you know what comes up first.
Welcome to the Light, Camera, Rant Podcast.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Go Rant. As always, I'm your wonderful host, Mr. Rant, and I would like to say a big thank you to Sony Pictures for giving me the opportunity to go see the advanced screening for this movie in Hoyts Lux in Melbourne, in my hometown. We've posted the photos on our social media, so definitely go check that out. But yes, here we are with the brand new Until Dawn movie, which is based off the 2015 video game that came out on PlayStation. At the moment, it's made $1 million at the box office with a $15 million budget. But, the game is about 10 hours long. It has an outstanding cast in the game. And it's meant to incite your fears on what you're scared of and really make a pure horror game to make you jump. But, every choice has a different outcome. And someone else could die. It's a repeated, Groundhog Day for death. And look, when this movie got announced, I thought, okay, you could really turn this into something quite unique. But then we found out that majority of the cast from the video game aren't returning. It's a new cast. So that was a bit of a negative. And then we kind of got a little bit more of the plot details, which sparked a little bit more in the video game community, not liking the movie and not liking the premise of the direction they're going into. Now, this is directed by David Sandberg, who did Lights Out, he did Shazam, Gary Doberman, who did It and Annabelle, and I'm thinking, okay, that could be mixed into something and make this good, but for the people that are diehard video game fans going into this film, I do apologize, this is a spoiler warning, you will be disappointed. For the average horror fan, you probably will be disappointed as well. I was under the impression that they could really make something unique with this. Yes, we have seen the repeat of Groundhog Day of people dying again and again, like Happy Death Day. But, the idea, the fact that, you die, it's a different killer each time, that's meant to incite your fear. So, for example, like a Jason or a zombie or a witch or bugs or something like that I thought would be fantastic. You could turn that into a massive montage, but we just didn't get that. We didn't get that in this film. So the plot for the film is Clover, who's our main character, she goes searching for her sister who disappeared a year ago into this valley, into this house. Now, this entire house is based right on the edge of a town which mysteriously disappeared into the ground due to an accident. And okay, yes, we do find that out, but yes, it is an accident that happened that caused this town to disappear because there's just one house, which leads to them going in, signing their name, very similar to the video game, and then they start going on to the repeat of the death loop, which is 13 times. And what's really annoying is that we only see the death for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the only 5 deaths we see, and then the next time we jump straight to the 13th death, technically, and the only way we find out what happened to the other deaths is through someone's iPhone. You could have turned that into a montage, but no, we just get that. So that seems cheapened. It wasn't, don't get me wrong, there's jump scares in this. I jumped at least 3 to 4 times. The aesthetics of the monsters, fantastic. The world, the atmosphere, it's horrific, it's haunting, but at the same time, it's nothing newish that we've seen. You had a really unique concept, and then this is what you produce. So on a video game adaptation to a movie, it doesn't quite hit and will leave video games fans quite disappointed. And a horror fan, as mentioned, on a scale, it's not bringing anything new. And the only returning character we have on this is Dr. Allen, played by Peter Storman. He returned in this. He's the only character that's come back into it. And, he does play the same character. He's creepy as shit. We see when he's trying to incite everybody's fears, especially Clover. And he explains to Clover, this is what's going to happen every night because it's, we're testing your fears and everything. which I will admit, there is a fantastic scene halfway through the film where they drink the water and explode. Everyone in the theater was fucking laughing with that. So that was just random and just weird all at the same time. So that was a fantastic scene. But we do get that, and then towards, as I mentioned, we're all going to spoilers. At the end of the movie, we see Alan's office. And we see these TVs that he's been watching all these kids die multiple times. And what happens is the screens start changing to the cabin, which is from the video games. And we start hearing him whistle that he's not exactly dead, which could lead to the fact this movie could be potentially a prequel leading into the video games going into that, or just showing you the fact that there is another world or something's going to happen next. Now, please don't get me wrong. There is most likely not going to be a sequel for this film. I don't think Sony and PlayStation are going to or Sony Pictures are going to want to make another film to this. Sadly, I don't think they're going to return on this movie. It just didn't. You had two different missions on coming into this film, and it doesn't seem like you nailed both, but you had all the elements, you had all the ingredients to make this into something, and it just didn't hit. Not to mention, there was a mile long of plot holes. The clock that's going upside down with a timer. No one asks questions why that's there. B, what's the story behind Alan? Why the fact that he can die and come back, or why he's there, why he's not cursed? C, what happened to all the people that were in the town? What happened to all of them? C, why is the town cursed? The fact that it was some kind of explosion that buried the town. What's that got to do with these people dying? And what happens to all the people that go missing that have died? Are they actually dead? Are they not dead? Because we do hear their voices. We do see that they pop up. So there's a lot of plot holes of just going out there and going, okay, but what about no? What about no? What about no? Just keep moving on and on. But as I said, I got the jump scares. I'm scary, but I'm a scaredy cat, and I do love seeing these movies. It's just disappointing that in the era of great video game adaptations, this didn't hit the mark. And right now, as I'm recording this, Last of Us season 2 is streaming, and it's absolutely killing it. So again, it proves that sometimes you can have all the ingredients, but a video game adaptation to the big screen doesn't always work. And probably when you watch this, you'll probably go back and go, you know what, I'm going to go play the video game, and the video game's a lot better, and the video game was already a movie. So I do appreciate the cast. They did the very best they had with what with what the script was, what was happening in it. Some of the deaths are brutal as anything, and gives you that scare. But this is not a movie I'd go to the theaters to go see. This is more of a streaming movie. This is more something that you watch with something on the background potentially. This isn't going to set box office records. This isn't going to blow you away. This isn't a staple in the horror flick at all. This is going to go into the category of video game adaptations that just did not work, or did not hit the mark, or Hollywood just sometimes does not mix with video game adaptations at all. But look, if it does come down the track and there is an opportunity to do a remake, or in any sense of name, 100%, I think they definitely do it. There's leading there that they could do it, but I think it's missed. But look, I'd love to know, what do you think about the Until Dawn movie? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Do you think I'm a little bit too brutal on what this movie was? Do you think it was fantastic? Unfortunately, the general senses from the people I have spoken to have seen it, and just didn't hit the mark. Even for just the horror fan who isn't watching a video game movie, doesn't like it. But I'd love to know. And what did you not really like? And what did you think about the water scene, which I think was the absolute highlight for me? But look, as always, until next time, happy ranting.
Thanks for listening to Lights, Camera, Rant. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a rating and review, and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time, happy ranting.